Harvard after 15-11 as we get set. Our featured bout of the day, a ranked versus ranked matchup at 174. Number 5, Philip Conigliaro for Harvard, and number 16, Lennox Wolak. Philip with 83 wins, and Lennox Wolak with 53, and both of them placing in the top 3 at EIWA championships. Conigliaro, a champion in 2022 at 165, able to get a 3-point takedown over Wolak, pushed out of bounds. And they reset in the mat. The refs congregating. Matchup that we could see at the EIWA championships, maybe even down the road in NCAAs. As we're going to take a look at the replay after the pin from 165 of Kyle Mosher over Josh Kim, and now Conigliaro 5th on intermat, Wolak 16th. Going to review the takedown. And between Conigliaro and Wolak, Wolak, the senior out of Columbus, Conigliaro, the senior out of Dedham, Massachusetts, both qualified for the NCAA tournament last season. Conigliaro 13-5, or rather with 4 wins at the EIWA tournament that season. He has the most dual wins on the team this year, as Conigliaro, and we look at the replay with Wolak, and Wolak with Conigliaro had him, flipped him around, trying to get in the pogo to the wheelbarrow, and was almost on top. Columbia bench was up before the takedown, trying to say that if it didn't go, and we take a look again, the way he was grabbing on that left leg, the right arm interlocked with the left for Wolak, and Conigliaro with the wheelbarrow, and Wolak bent over and thunderously threw him down, but that was obviously when they went out of bounds, as Wolak discusses with Coach Tonelli. No takedown, and the applause of the Lions is confirmed. 0-0 in our featured bout of the day. Columbia leading the overall team score, 2 pins propelling them to that lead. So they'll adjust. Running time is at 0. 0-0, 2:40 to go between these top 20 ranked wrestlers who have each been featured in the top 3 of the EIWA championships. Conigliaro for Harvard, Wolak for Columbia, 174. Wolak trying to sleep around, but Conigliaro able to defend him there. Conigliaro, when you talk with Coach Weiss, the first words he describes him as when he talks to his younger guys, he pulled them aside at one moment during practice this week in Cambridge, Massachusetts, and said, "Watch how Phil wrestles." Phil, that is Conigliaro for Harvard, who has been wrestling very well as of late, won the EIWA title in 2022, reached the round of 12 at NCAAs, and somebody who is a captain at 174 for Harvard, who has 18 wins on the season. Prior to today, combined with Josh Kim, 15-1 in duels, and that loss from Josh Kim just suffered at the hands of Kyle Mosher a weight class ago. As Conigliaro and Wolak, no stranger to the big stage in March either. Wolak diving around. Wolak bent over. Conigliaro in on those legs. Wolak meets him down at the mat. 1:20 to go in the first, no score. Takedown was waved off earlier by Conigliaro. And we stop for stalemate, we reset. Wolak on the right, Conigliaro on the left. Wolak defeated Miles Tackett from Bucknell their last time out, part of that 6-4 split in the 12-point win over Bucknell last Sunday. Wolak breaks free, breaks around. Conigliaro with that right arm wrapped around the back of his head. At 174, Wolak again resets. Conigliaro locked up, defending well, defending upper body, thinks about going low. Wolak's leg exposed. Conigliaro is there. Close on that right leg, and now again we get stopped for stalemate, and a good spot for Wolak to reset in. As Conigliaro, when he goes down, Wolak able to mirror him. A thunderous "Let's Go Lennox" chant erupting from the Lions bench in front of us. 30 seconds to go. Conigliaro for Harvard. Bends down, thinks about going back up. Wolak is there. Wolak locked up with the upper head. Conigliaro, though, is there, taps the ground again, resets. Wolak pushing forward, those left arm around the lad of Conigliaro, and Columbia wanted to stall against Harvard. They won't get it. They'll reset as he's pushed out of bounds. Conigliaro was forcing at least that side closer to the out of bounds for the mat, but no stalling awarded as we get to the conclusion of the first period. A top 20 matchup, scoreless after one.
After one, no score between Conigliaro and
Wolak. Wolak on the bottom, Conigliaro on top, and Coach Weiss saying if you watch Conigliaro as a top wrestler, which you'll see right now, he is very dominant and somebody that he wants his younger wrestlers in the room, in the practice room, to mirror their bout off of. But Wolak able to break free, 1-point escape, an early 1-0 lead for the Lions. And Wolak rolling that right wrist, diving around for the right leg of Conigliaro, but spins around. It would have been a nice attack from Wolak, but Conigliaro able to meet him there. Wolak bending over. Conigliaro almost baits with that left head fake. Now almost diving for that left leg, and Wolak didn't bite. Nice defense from Wolak. Minute 24 to go. He leads by 1 off the escape. Wolak locked up, bent over. Wolak diving for that right leg of Conigliaro, able to bait him. Conigliaro now on that left leg. Wolak meets him there. Wolak, Conigliaro trying to stand up. He does. Wolak getting up too. Conigliaro trying to see if he can use that force on that left side of the hamstring for Wolak. Conigliaro brings him down, around, 2-point takedown, 3-point takedown for Conigliaro. It's a 3-1 lead for the Crimson at 174 right in front of us, and they blow the whistle out of bounds. 3-1 lead for the Crimson. A bout that we very well could see in Bucknell and Lewisburg when the EIWA tournament comes up and starts in a couple weeks on March 8th. Wolak gets the 1-point escape. It's 3-2. 16 seconds of rounding time, only slim, but in favor of the Crimson. Wolak taps the head of Conigliaro. Conigliaro dancing, diving for that left leg. Breaks free. Wolak is there, meets him where his upper legs are, and his outer thigh now works his right hand on the back of the head of Conigliaro. Conigliaro on that left leg in the pogo, trying to sweep the leg of Wolak's. He doesn't go down. Second attempt, swept the leg, towing it inbounds, trying to bring him inbounds. Wolak escapes out of bounds. And a good move from Wolak to avoid the takedown. Conigliaro's left toe was just towing, trying to bring back Wolak into the circle. With under 10 seconds to go in the second, it's a 1-point lead for Harvard. Here at 174. Conigliaro almost dying for those legs, and that is how the second period will end. Plenty of action left in the final period to come. 3-2 lead for Phil Conigliaro. So it'll be Conigliaro on the bottom and Wolak on top. Wolak, who has been an anchor on top all season, seeing if he can keep Conigliaro at bay. He trails by 1, and Conigliaro stands up, 1-point escape, 4-2 lead. Running time a non-factor. Conigliaro with Wolak wrestling up top. Conigliaro diving for those legs. Wolak trying to get around in the pogo. Right leg, trying to sweep the leg. Wolak not there yet, but the Columbia saying that he had it, and Wolak diving out of bounds. They want the takedown. Refs call it off, and it's out of bounds, and the Lions saying it stayed in the side, and they're going to reset in neutral. A minute 38 to go. Trailing by 2 is Wolak. Seeing if he can use that momentum to shift the bout in his favor. Top 20 matchup. Wolak with Conigliaro, right leg. Wolak diving for those left leg. Conigliaro in on that right leg of Wolak, but Wolak here on the back of him. A minute 20 to go. Trails by 2. Columbia wanted stalling against Conigliaro, but they're going to reset for stalemate. Plenty of stalemates here going down the wire. Wolak trying to get that 3-point takedown would give him a slim lead. Conigliaro diving for those right legs. Wolak meets him there. Could be another stalemate. Wolak. Conigliaro again in on that left thigh, but Wolak trying to break free, pushing against the head of Conigliaro. Conigliaro wrapped up in the pogo, using his right arm in hooping in. Wolak pogoing on his right foot. Trying to sweep him, wheelbarrow, trying to get around. Conigliaro trying to get it in, keeps it in, and he gets the 3-point takedown. Phil Conigliaro. A 7-2 lead for the number 5 wrestler in the country at 174. Wolak on the bottom, Conigliaro on top. Only 44 seconds remain. Wolak stands up. 1 point escape easily, 7-3. Under 40 seconds to go. Trails by 4. Running time a non-factor, but it does read 16 for Harvard. Harvard trying to retake the dual lead after a emphatic pin from Mosher over Kim at 165 that preceded this. Conigliaro bending around, breaks free, 13 seconds. Wolak diving around, Conigliaro on that right leg. Again, hooping in on that left leg of Wolak. Wolak meets him there, 5 seconds to go. Phil Conigliaro comes away with the victory, 7-3 win over Wolak, but I'm sure we'll see plenty more. Another battle potentially in Bucknell in a couple weeks, as again, you take a look at that wheelbarrow, that motion, the takedown that was able to give him the victory. Conigliaro diving out of bounds, keeping his toes in, out.